Hello, welcome to News Talk Week 3. Here we are, Matt Ryan, just talking to you about the visuals in digital and interactive media and comparing the differences between digital media and what it has in common today with news and how those news sites or apps are then placed in a particular order and programming. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about what I researched and found out, and then I also want to answer the two questions that we have going today. So the first thing is, how well do each of these platforms use framing, fonts, and color to engage the audience? And all of these techniques are discussed in our chapter 4, week 3 um, information. And just going over what I found out, Facebook is a good example, which you're seeing right now, of using a lot of color, a lot of fonts, and a lot of framing to help draw you into the stories. When you are looking right here at the very first one, it's a scrolling of just color and excitement and what's going on. And we're looking at the NBC news site for Facebook, where you can click on this image and be able to find exactly what it is what's going on and what they want you to see. This is a prime example of it playing, and then of course having any kind of volume or music. Let's go back and take a little look here and see, as we scroll through, how easy is it for us to notice the columns that are being placed on the page, the ease of use of color, and just quick, easy to use, one click of a button to be able to get right into the story. Some of the stories on here are not huge newsworthy stories. They're more entertainment. You can tell what is being focused on from NBC as far as certain things that they're focusing on, and not necessarily as the news that you want to focus on. Obviously, the Tokyo 2020 Olympics are coming up, and so this is a time for them to really be able to sponsor and show that. The part that is interesting in an app-based system is that the news is being spread to you based on what they're wanting you to see in a very quick format, and may not necessarily be on the spot newsworthiness. So NBC is a good example of really trying to push entertainment with their big conglomerate that they have with the cable companies, and being able to sponsor, just kind of scrolling through and showing you how it looks, how easy it is to be able to get news and information. You can search through news and information very, very simply by going in and clicking on any information that you want to find. And then even NBC on YouTube really gives you a quick, fast look at maybe something that has been already broadcast on their actual broadcast channel. So the examining of the photographs on the page, would they meet the standards of winning photos? For me, not so much. When I'm looking at like a winning photo, award-winning photo, I go back to that 9/11 picture of the fireman holding the flag. That's something that's memorable. That's a winning photo. That's something that you're going to definitely be able to carry on. It's taken in a way that is done very thoughtful and impressive, and still got done quickly in a timely manner to be able to develop that news as it was occurring. Because our book and our chapter talked about Yahoo News, I wanted to really go to Yahoo News. I don't use Yahoo News, and really discuss their website and talk about the digital media that is on here, and how much it's changed over the time. So the comparison in the book was great because it really showed where the news used to come from and how it was positioned on a page to how we do it today. There are a couple things that I immediately point out and say that I don't like, and that is the advertising that goes on these pages is just horrendous. It takes away from stories that I'm trying to find. And as you're scrolling through this page, you're going to find sponsored sites that are on here, and so you have to really decipher between what is news and what is something that is being sponsored. Is it a commercial? I do like how they do separate like politics, world news, USA news, and again, going back to politics, so you can really hone in on what you want to find and go into. They also have these subcategories up here, like the U.S., World, Politics, 2020 Tracker. And I just think like that's a great way to also be able to find the sources of information that you're trying to find quickly. I feel like the first question about does the site use good framing, fonts, colors to engage the audience? Absolutely. Yahoo makes a very simple approach to their site. I do want to compare it to one other site, which I'm going to show you right now, which is Bing. And Bing does a really good job of being able to capture quick news articles that are very important, again, using the very great job of framing and being able to go through there. If I had to pick between these, I would say that Bing News is by far better than Yahoo News. It's easier for me to find the information. The picture quality is definitely winning pictures. I mean, just some of these pictures on here are just absolutely amazing, and really captures what's going on in that moment in time. Again, going back to Yahoo News, very simple layout. Again, you have to do a little hunt and peck on there. The pictures are good. I would say that they meet some of the winning categories, but not all of them by any means. I mean, I guess it's a matter of what you like. You do have the search bar up here, so you're able to search. And like I said, there are some other areas that are easy to find. But again, going back over to Bing, I just think that it's a much easier point, click, go, and be able to find. They also do the same thing. They have advertisements placed in there where you have to know if it's an advertisement or not. But it's a very good use of the page. A couple things that I found that were interesting this week that I just wanted to share with you is the online design trends send information back to the print. So making the news stories really quickly are on this digital media or app-based, and whereas the newsprint seems to always be behind. And so you think about that when a story comes out, the digital media and social media have the way of being able to get people engaged right away, very quickly, and get the information out much faster than newsprint, where it's having to be processed, be edited, and then be sent out to the users' homes in a very kind of old, longer format. So digital media has shorter windows of opportunity to nail down the right picture and get the information. And also, when you're rushing these stories, sometimes the quality of that content is not necessarily verified, which we see happen where people take news and they question if that news is legitimate or not legitimate. Is it real or not real? And it's really because of the quickness that goes into being able to get a news story out to people so that they can capture on and really drive people to use their site for their news information. The framing of a site helps take away the clutter, which I definitely have seen in all of these. And with that framing, you're able to really find easy streams of videos that you want to get to and find the grid lines that help separate out what stories that you're looking at. The last part is just going into that winning photo. What makes a winning photo is really the size and resolution, and how expanding and shrinking is so important. So when someone is looking at it on a certain device, they're able to really be able to pinch and zoom, or be able to take a picture, or be able to click right away and be able to get onto that video. Using the JPEG format is the best, obviously, for this type, from what we found in the reading this week. And using a well-composed photo that's around a 300 dpi, according to the visual journalism reading that we had in Chapter 4, is the way to go. I hope you've enjoyed today's news talk by Matt Ryan, and I look forward to talking to you later in the week and also responding back and forth.